Hey, what's up, guys? You're here with Goran. Thank you for joining me here. The top European football is finally back after the World Cup ended, guys. And of course, it's Boxing Day. And we have the EPL, which is traditionally the only top European football league that's being played on the Boxing Day. We have a few great games, 7 games in total, guys. And we are kicking it off at 7:30 a.m. on Monday, December 26th. It's gonna be a fantastic day. I hope you're ready for this, guys. I have some great free picks for you, and of course, check out my best bets at Pick Dawgz preview section and get one of those passes that I have up there, whether that's 7 day, 3 day, or maybe even a daily pass if you want it. And of course, there's a season pass still up there as well. We have a lot of games left in this season. We got Champions League. We still have some national team games and stuff like that. So check it out, guys, and see if you like anything on the Pick Dawgz preview section. But without further ado, guys, let's kick it off on Monday, Boxing Day. The first game at 7:30 a.m. is this Brentford versus Tottenham matchup. It's been a while, of course, since teams played a competitive game, and Tottenham and Brentford are both definitely one of those teams. Brentford had a few friendly games over the last week and a half. They didn't win any. They lost to Celta Vigo and they tied to Wolfsburg, while Tottenham has beaten Motherwell in the friendly game, but tied to Nice. And we have two teams that have a few injuries, both of them. And Tottenham, I'm not sure how ready they are seeing. They had a few players playing for their national teams. Richarlison is injured, Bentancur is injured as well. I know that Perisic is back in Tottenham. Harry Kane is back, of course. I'm not sure about Hugo Lloris, their starting goalkeeper, but it's always hard to make prediction on a game that's happening right after the World Cup. And I don't think this is going to be an easy game for either side. We see that the books are favoring Tottenham a little bit. They're minus 106 right now, but Brentford has been solid at home. They're averaging almost 2 scored goals per game at home. They're conceding 1 goal per game at home, but Tottenham is solid on the road as well. So I think that we see plenty of chances on both sides. The defenses, I think, will be a bit shaky since they haven't played a competitive game in over a month. But that will only have kind of, I don't know, that will only make this game a little bit more exciting because we will see that many more chances and I assume goals as well. So my pick for this game, guys, is both teams to score. It's minus 152. It's not a bad price. It's not a great price either. But if you want more money, I think that you can kind of stretch that to over 2.5 as well. I think that if both teams to score will hit, so will over 2.5. But minus 152 for me is definitely enough for this game, guys. The next game we have, guys, is Crystal Palace and Fulham. We have two solid teams, two teams that are pretty far away from the relegation zone, two teams that were in decent form before the World Cup started. But you know what, Crystal Palace hasn't been that good offensively, especially on the road. Their defense at home was not that great as well. They have conceded 13 goals in 8 home games. But what could potentially go their way is the fact that Crystal Palace is a lot weaker on the road than they are at home. So I think that Crystal Palace has a decent chance here. We see that the books are also favoring them at plus 105, and as I think they should, because Crystal Palace is a home team. However, Fulham has Alexander Mitrovic, the guy that's been carrying this team for pretty much the last 2 seasons, 1 season in the Championship, and now he's carrying them in the EPL as well. He has 9 goals in 17 games so far. He had a pretty solid in 12 games. Sorry, he had a solid season so far. But so did Wilfred Zaha, who has 6 goals in 13 games. He also added a couple of assists, and I mean, this is gonna be a pretty even matchup in my opinion, guys. And for that reason, I think it could get a little bit rough. I think the chances. I don't think we'll see a lot of chances, and then the chances we see, the other team will have to step up defensively. And for that reason, I think, like I said, it could get a little bit rougher. I think that the team that's going to be controlling the midfield is going to have a huge advantage here. And to be able to control the midfield, I think the other team will have to step up their game as well. They will have to try to break apart those attacks. And for that reason, I think we see a lot of fouls here in this game, to be honest, guys. And with fouls, we get cards. Over 3.5 cards line is at plus 110 right now, and I definitely love that price. And I will take it gladly because 4 cards in a game, it's not an unimaginable thing, and I think we see at least 4 in this game, guys. So over 3.5 cards for me in this game. The next game we have is between Everton and Wolves, guys. We have two teams that have been struggling massively this season, and Wolves are at the bottom of the table, if I'm not mistaken. Everton are not that far above them. They are in 17th place with 14 points. But I think the Wolverhampton has started playing better. They had a few friendly games. They have won their Carabao Cup matchup earlier this week against Gillingham. But I think that the biggest thing that Wolverhampton changed is signing Julien Lopetegui from Sevilla, the former Sevilla coach. And he will certainly bring them a little bit of that Spanish flair and probably a lot more offense than they had so far, because Wolverhampton hasn't been that great offensively. They have barely scored any goals, especially on the road when they were horrible. And overall, only 8 scored goals in 15 games. It's not a good thing for a team that is trying to stay in the EPL. Like I said, they're now at the bottom of the table. Their defense has been horrible with 24 conceded goals. But I think all of that will start to change now because Wolves have signed a few players. Yes, they still have a few injuries. Some key players are out for them. But I think that they are getting more diversity with the new head coach. They are getting better ideas. And I think that Wolverhampton will start playing a lot better soon. As far as Everton goes, they were a bit better offensively. Not by a lot, to be honest. They've scored only 11 goals so far. But their defense has been a lot better with only 17 conceded goals. And their form just before the World Cup was on the rise. That was over a month ago, guys, and I'm not sure if they are capable of continuing that form right up after the World Cup. So I think this is going to be a very, very important game for both of these teams. And since they are both trying to stay in the league, they are both trying to get away from the relegation zone, I think they will both go for the win, to be honest. And for that reason, I'm taking both teams to score here at minus 113. Neither team has the defense right now to stop the other team. And for that reason, I see a lot of chances. And I see a sloppy defending from both sides. And with that, I think we see goals in this one, guys. The next game we have, guys, is Leicester and Newcastle facing off. Two teams, especially Newcastle, in absolutely brilliant form this season. They have only 1 loss so far, and they are in high 3rd place in the EPL. Sure, they have a lot of money now since they have new owners, but this is the team that's been investing pretty smartly, and they have signed the players that actually can contribute to their team. They didn't throw the money away on some player that's gonna be a huge marketing deal, but the players that are actually improving their team, improving their roster, and on both ends of the pitch, Newcastle has been absolutely brilliant. 29 scored goals in 15 games. They are one of the best offensive teams in the league, and only 11 conceded goals in 15 games, which makes them the best defensive team alongside Arsenal, who are at the top of the table. But the overall thing that Newcastle is doing is absolutely brilliant, and I love to see it. I hope they can keep going for as long as they can. Hopefully they can kind of keep that form alive, keep that streak alive, and I for one would love seeing Newcastle in the Champions League next season. As far as Leicester goes, guys, Leicester was in a huge slump when the season started. They couldn't kind of solidify their defense. Their offense was sloppy. They were wasting a lot of chances, but before the World Cup, they actually went on a nice roll. They had a few positive results. They had a few wins as well. And that got them out of the relegation zone. They are now in 13th place with 17 points. Offensively, they are now doing a great job with 25 scored goals in those 15 games. But their defense is not that good. They are conceding 1.5 goal per game, and I think they will keep doing that just because they don't have the defensive quality uh, to kind of defend against the better teams, and they lost Kasper Schmeichel before the season started, so their goalkeeping is not on the level of the EPL they are used to, and I think that's something that Newcastle will know how to take advantage of. Now, seeing how Leicester City is the home team here, they are a very good home team, and the Newcastle has a few injuries. They're missing some players. Both teams are, for that reason. But I do believe we see a great game with a lot of chances, an exciting football match, and for that reason, I'm taking both teams to score an over 2.5 at plus 108 in this one. I'm sorry, you are giving me plus money on two teams that are scoring a lot of goals right now, and one of those teams has a very, very sloppy defense, which is Leicester. But I believe that their offense is definitely good enough to go through Newcastle's defense, and for that reason, I think we see both teams to score and over 2.5 in this game, guys. The next game we have, guys, is Southampton versus Brighton. I mean, Southampton has been horrible this season. They have changed the head coach, and they should have done it sooner, if you ask me. But they still haven't gotten out of that slump. They're still in the relegation zone. There's only one team that's worse than them, and that is Wolverhampton. Well, Brighton, I don't know. It seems like every time I bet on Brighton to score a goal, they fail to do that. But overall, I think they're a very, very good team. The team that is relying a lot on their defense. The team that has a very solid defense. But then again, the team that's capable of scoring 4 or 5 goals in the first half against any team, and they have done it a few times already. But like I said, just every time I seem to be betting on Brighton to get to the scoreboard, they fail to do it. And I'm not willing to do it now, a month and a half since their last competitive game. So I will have to find some value here, guys. And I think I did find it. I'm going to go with the first half draw at plus 117. I think that if anything is going to happen in this game, it's going to be the second half, because Southampton can't really afford to blindly attack against anyone. And if you want to improve your team, you got to improve your defense first, and the offense will come naturally after that. I'm sure that Brighton will not blindly attack as well, because they're not that kind of a team. I think that they will wait for the chance a little bit. They will try to give a bit more control to Southampton, because they are the home team here, and kind of weigh them out. And like I said, I think if anything's going to happen, it's going to happen in the second half in this game. So first half draw at plus 117 for me, guys. The next game we have is between Aston Villa and Liverpool, guys. We have Aston Villa also with the new head coach, and that is Unai Emery, former Villarreal coach, the guy that made massive improvements on the Villarreal team, and I'm pretty sure he will do it here as well with Aston Villa, because the quality-wise and the depth-wise, I think that Aston Villa is a very good team. I think they have a lot of talent. I think they have a lot of quality as well. And I think this is actually a perfect spot for them, because Liverpool is hit with a lot of injuries. They're missing a lot of offense, and they lost to Manchester City now in the Carabao Cup earlier this week. But Villarreal has had a decent few games, a few friendly games, and I actually think they have something to say in this game, to be honest. They are the home team here. Like I said, they are a very capable team of scoring goals. And with the new head coach, Unai Emery, who is very experienced coach when it comes to the EPL, and very experienced coach overall, he is bringing that another dimension to their offensive style football. And I think that Aston Villa is one of those teams that we need to pay attention to in the second half of the season. So I think this should be a very fun game, guys. I think we see a lot of chances once again. And I think we see goals on both sides. Liverpool's defense is sloppy right now. Their offense is capable of scoring. They're not doing it as well as they should. But I definitely think they will score here. So I think it's an obvious pick here between Aston Villa and Liverpool, guys. Both teams to score in over 2.5. Minus 106, it's very close to even money. That price might still change a little bit to get us even closer to the even money, maybe even some plus money. But like I said, I see a fun game here and quite an exciting matchup. So both teams to score it over 2.5 for me, guys, in this one. The last game of the day, guys, we have is between the leader of the EPL at the moment, Arsenal, and West Ham. The team that just can't find their footing this season. They're very inconsistent, and you know what? I'm not sure if they can do anything about here against Arsenal. Arsenal has shown a lot of strength this season. They have been perfect at home, 6 wins in 6 games. However, they do miss a few players right now because of the injuries. We know that Gabriel Jesus got hurt at the World Cup. He's going to be missing sometimes. Smith Rowe is still injured. Zinchenko is injured. Rhys Nelson is injured as well. And Tomiyasu is on the injury list as well. As far as West Ham goes, they will probably be without Michail Antonio, Aaron Cresswell, and Kurt Zouma. But I'm just not sure that even if West Ham had all those players, I'm not sure that they're playing good enough to be a threat to Arsenal. I know that Arsenal has played a competitive game a while ago. It was over a month ago, and despite them being perfect at home, despite them leading the EPL, I mean, they are the better team here, absolutely, but this is not going to be an easy game for them. I think that Arsenal will try to attack here. I think they will try to put this game to bed as soon as possible to kind of relieve the pressure of this first EPL game back. And for that reason, I decided to go with Arsenal to score in both halves at plus 135. I think the earlier they score, the easier it's going to be for them for the rest of the game. And I expect them to be ahead at halftime and then maybe just put this game to bed in the second half with a goal in around 70 at 75th minute. Just to put West Ham down to their spot. And I think that's what's going to happen in this one. So Arsenal to score in both halves at plus 135. Well, guys, that's it. This was 7 EPL games on the Boxing Day. It's going to be a fantastic day filled with great football matches. It's going to be only a few days before we get the rest of the leagues back, like Bundesliga, like the La Liga, League One, is Serie A as well. I think the Champions League is back sometime in early February, if I'm not mistaken, but we have a lot of games before then. So make sure you subscribe to the Pick Dawgz YouTube channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like button, and if you want my best bets, go to the Pick Dawgz preview section. See what we have up there. Get one of those passes that we have. You want a daily pass, you want a 3-day pass, you want a 7-day pass, or of course, pair me up with one of the other cappers if you want maybe football picks like NFL or college football or something like that. So there is still that 2-for-1 capper promotion up there, so check it out, guys. And that's it. I wish you all very happy holidays. I wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Of course, we will see each other before that as well, so stay tuned. And like I said, guys, hit that like button. I'll see you soon. More free winners.